Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to Module 4. It's Sunday, July 18th at about 10:50 in the morning, back in Phoenix. Woohoo! Um, Actually, I always miss home, so it's always nice flying in back into Phoenix. Okay, so of course, you're halfway done. Congratulations. It's a war of attrition at this point. Many of you sticking it out. I want to get into Module 4 here, but first let's talk about the Step 2 papers that most of you turned in. There's Step 1. Step 2. Okay, not yet. What am I saying? It's due tonight. I'm putting this out early, of course. I'm sending this out early. The module doesn't start till tomorrow. But as I have totally played the pity party. I got a get my artery snaked tomorrow, and crossing fingers that'll come out okay. So I will be in the hospital tomorrow and perhaps Tuesday. So I wanted to get you guys set up on module video 1 for module 4 as soon as I could. So I have not looked at step 2 papers because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turned in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like we have 15 students left in this course, so congratulations. I hope you, the step 1 though, I think I talked about that already, didn't I? I said overall they were good. You always have the option, um, I mean, anybody that like really gets a bad grade on it for some reason, I do give you the option to contact me if you want to redo it or fix it. Um, I guess I have to offer that to everybody if I offer it, right? So just keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind if I gave you a 0 for any reason, it's typically just a major problem with either the type of paper submitted or the type of organization of it, or it's just something that I won't even look at. I give you a 0, I tell you to resubmit it, and I'll rescore it. So I'm overly punitive, I think, but only in a sense where I'm encouraging you to do it correctly. Okay, so hopefully you understand what I mean by that. Regarding my HAL discussion, um, great job on that. I think, again, I don't really want you to go through life looking at everything in terms of what discipline this represents. I know nobody's going to do that. I mean, you can't do that all the time. You might do it when you are in a discussion or confronted with or looking at particular phenomena, issue, topic that is in your realm at the moment, and looking at it not in terms of knee-jerk emotionally, but thinking about it academically as a scholar, as an interdisciplinarian, where you can see how the disciplines are integrated into, how you're going to analyze this. Okay, so yes, if you're looking at a piece of film like Hal Brown, the unofficial, the incomplete stories of an irregular guy, um, you could look at, if you're analyzing it as any kind of piece of art or anything, you could look at it from multiple disciplines and integrate those disciplines. Remember the difference between multiple and interdisciplinary is integration, okay? See, it's hard to look at one thing without another. It's hard to look at his art without considering um, the times, from the Vietnam War to uh, civil rights type of issues, and his motorcycle culture, to notice all the skulls and the milieu he works in, and such. So you caught on to a lot of that. I appreciate that. I'm especially impressed with those of you who are able to pull back and understand the hints I was giving, that this was my project, my capstone project for my master's in interdisciplinary studies. So just like you are applying your interdisciplinary skills to create a research paper, I was applying my interdisciplinary skills to create this film. Therefore, you're using disciplines and concentrations on your research. I was using disciplines and concentrations in creating this. So I was using, film development, film production. I was using particular techniques in editing and such, but I think that could all be under. I was using oral history. I think that's the most important one. Oral history and filmmaking or film development. Those are the best ones, in my opinion. Uh, Oral history is extremely important in this day and age where we are starting to hear voices from those who may have been silenced in the past. As we know, it is the victors who get the spoils and can write the history. So you don't hear a lot of history from minorities, from First Nations peoples, things like that. And it's important to have an oral history because oral history will give the point of view of that person who observed it through the time. Hal observed this history as it was happening to him. It's kind of a lot like Forrest Gump. You're kind of there, being there. That's another movie. In terms of, for example, myself, I'm 63. I was in Wisconsin visiting my old friends. So we had a card game on Saturday the 10th. There was 9 of us. Hard to play card games at 9, 8 or 9. But we're all close friends. Like I said, the newest friend I have there is probably from 40 years ago. The rest of them are between 40 and 58 years ago. They're friends. So we know each other. We grew up together. We experienced many of the same things together. But it's interesting now to see us sit there and recall these things around a table, and you can have 8 different versions. It's an oral history. Are we wrong or right? I don't know. We don't have the tape to play. So it makes you think. Some of the synapses that fire, like, oh my God, you're right. That did happen this way, not this way. I mean, I think, did I show you my report card at 0.818 last week that I had in high school? I could have sworn that was my junior year. Looked at it again. It was dated from my sophomore year. So my mind is blown. Like, what am I forgetting? Anyways, we remember things a certain way, and oral histories are important to recognize that the point of view as it was happening, instead of just looking back and deciding this one thing happened and how do we look at it. No, we got to look at everything. You got to look at a lot of stuff. By the way, somebody asked, I can't remember this class or that class, why I wear 2 watches on the same wrist. And just FYI, one's a Fitbit, one's an Apple Watch. I used to wear Fitbits. I've worn Fitbits for years. I love the way it records steps, sleep, heart rate, activity type things, floors. Uh, but I didn't know. I got my Apple Watch last fall. I love them both. The Apple Watch is a great extension of my phone, my iPad, my laptop, my MacBook, and it gives me a lot of important features. I think it does have one of those I've fallen and I can't get up, emergency calls and EKGs, things like that. The problem is I hurt this hand on left hand. I hurt it last December, and the hand specialist I went to, he said I should not wear anything on the wrist for a while, maybe a year. So I'm stuck wearing it like this and looking like a total eccentric. But hey, that's the way it goes. All right, so I have that amnesty program going on. If you haven't turned any work in from a particular module and it's late, don't send it to me and it's very late. Let me know you want to upload it if it's not open. I want everybody who wants to do the work to be able to do the work, okay? It's a short class, 6 weeks. I can't do anything after it's over, but certainly I can understand, if you need some extra time on something, but you have to let me know, okay? Easter egg number 1 is a good oldie, but a goodie. IDS equals integration. I don't want you to get far from that thought because there's a tendency as you look at multiple disciplines now that you're going to think multidisciplinarity and you're not going to think interdisciplinarity because you're thinking about the integration. So yes, we are going to look at something from 3 different disciplines, but that doesn't mean it's interdisciplinary because IDS equals integration. Okay, so just remember that. So for this module, you got Tanner chapter 10, issues on global perspectives and team leadership. It's only about 6 pages. You've got Tanner chapter 11, constructing interdisciplinarity. It's approximately 8 pages. It's important. And again, I'm not going to read it to you. You need to read it. It's good stuff. You're an interdisciplinarian, so it always is beneficial to up your game, okay? Then there's a video, how to write an annotated bibliography. It's only about 4 minutes, and it's only 4 minutes, 42 seconds long, and it's going to help you because that's what step 3 is an annotated bibliography for this course, okay? There is a sample of the step 3 as well. So let me get over there right now and take a look. So under learning materials, there is a sample for step 3. And if you'll notice, it's an annotated bibliography of 3 different disciplines, okay, and 4 sources for each one. It is formatted in a very specific way. It has requirements in the annotated writing of it, and the sample is an excellent example of that, okay? Take a look at that and know that, because Tanner step 3, just so you're aware, oops, sorry, wrong note. Tanner step 3 is written, locate multiple sources of relevant disciplinary knowledge, information, and perspectives that will address the issue problem. So that's what we're doing here. Step 3, we're representing that by doing an annotated bibliography. We're locating multiple sources of relevant disciplinary knowledge, information, and perspectives. So I want you to remember at this point, and I'll get into that in the next page, but we're going to remember something important here about that. Let's go to your primary data collection page. That's the one where I want to address this. Okay, so to conduct actual research, you'll be collecting primary data. That means your own data, original data. Okay, primary means there's no distance between you and the data. You got your data, all right? Okay, which you'll then be disseminating, analyzing, correlating in your paper. How? For this class, we will be using a quantitative survey. I will discuss it at length as we get into that real soon. It'll probably be this week that I'll send out a special video, how to make your survey, okay? You need to watch that because there's a lot of pitfalls. It's a very specific way to do the survey for this class, and I'm going to show you how to do it exactly, okay? Now, remember your overarching research question. What are some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding blank revealed in a survey of random adults? Because I want you to consider that when you're going out and looking for that data, that research that we're talking about for step 3, okay? So again, you want to look for research regarding sustainability that may resonate with your overarching question and with, that could be used in terms of random adults, so that would be, about sustainability. It could be, how communities are addressing sustainability, what's the economic cost of it or benefit, what's, as opposed to going real broad or something and something that's not relative to random adults. So you want to think about that, okay? Remember, the question must be used word for word. Okay, so this is a quantitative survey, not qualitative. So you will not be asking open-ended questions on anything except for age. That's a fill in the blank. Other than that, everything else. So there'll be assignments soon where you'll be posting your survey link, details in the video. I will probably, for Module 4 Video 2, I will likely post the survey video/videos that you can watch about how to make it. And I'll literally show you on the screen, okay? So let's move into the discussion is peer-reviewed sources. It's only worth 30 points, which is low considering the amount of work, but these are the sources you just transfer into your annotated bibliography. So I'm giving you a jump start on doing that, okay? The annotated bibliography is worth 100 points, and the sources you can use here are the same ones that you can use in that paper. So you'll do that, you'll go to the ASU library and look for journals, okay? Academic journals, those are peer reviewed, okay? And that's what's important. Don't give me newspapers and just articles from things, so, okay? Remember, a journal is not an article. You're looking for articles in journals, kind of like, an article in a magazine. I had a New Yorker here somewhere. You know what I mean, right? There are articles, and then there are journals. There are bigger. You're not going to, in your annotated bibliography, you're going to cite articles that are in journals, from journals, academic journals. Why? Because academic journals, you'll notice, do not have any advertising in them, okay? They, why don't I have stuff handy here? I have my interdisciplinary studies journal, and there's no advertising in it, the Association of Interdisciplinary Studies. They're peer-reviewed. Research gets submitted to these journals, whether it's in the sciences or in the humanities and such. Okay, by the way, humanities and sciences are not disciplines. They house disciplines underneath them. So, all right, they're broad groups. And you want to use articles from peer-reviewed journals. All right. Now, notice that the discussion board post, here's an example of one. I copied it right from the discussion board. Excellent organization. I don't expect perfect formatting in a discussion. Of course I don't. But here's, you can see what I expect. Hot link, make sure the links work, okay? And just do it like this. This is a phenomenal example of that discussion board. And that work then can be transferred into the annotated bibliography of step 3. I would suggest expanding though on each annotation, that means your description of the article, to follow what's in that video, okay? So I think that's pretty cool, and I'm at 15 minutes. Okay, so, and then, like I said, remember 30 points seems low, but you're going to be using these for your 100-point thing. So it's good work. So do it right on that point. Follow that format. Okay, so quiz 4 is 2 open-ended short essay questions. I want you to really consider it. Don't give me the standard, especially for question 1. I'm asking you to reach here, stretch, but give me something. Give me something in terms of concepts from the readings. Give me something in terms of terms from the readings. Bold them if you want to. That's fine for your answers. But when I say question 1 is to the research of your dreams without considering anything regarding cost, whatever. If that means you want to study aliens academically and you have an idea how you want to do that, express that to me. Use some of the terminology. Reach. If you want to study if there's life on other planets, you know, SETI or something like that, go ahead. If you want to study, you know, anything. This is where you don't really have to get IRB, you know, you just sent me. So if you want to study, you know, domestic abuse and really, you know, do something, let me know. This has no regards to any of your funding, your accreditation, just thinking outside the box. The second question, though, is in terms of your box, your question, right? Okay, Easter egg number 2 is use peer-reviewed sources. That's step 3. Make sure you use peer-reviewed sources. So again, it's got to be academic journals is the way to go, all right? And if you're having trouble finding them, just let me know. I'll be out of action tomorrow, but hopefully, you know, by Tuesday, I'll be ready to roll again, all right? So let's get to why step 3 and what's 1, 2, and 3. As we're moving along, I like to keep reminding you what we're doing here. All right, so obviously we're researching, using our integrative skills to research a topic, phenomena. And step 1 was to identify that topic, to show the complexity of that topic, all right, and the purpose of the study and the significance. And then the second step was to justify, that might have the purpose, to justify that it's interdisciplinary, okay? That you're not just going to study, you know, something that could be studied with a singular discipline or multidisciplinary. You have a topic that requires interdisciplinary, integrative research. And step 2, which you'll be turning in tonight, right, is to justify that. Okay, make sure you're telling me, make sure you're justifying it to me. And clearly articulate, okay? Remember, you can't use integration too much in this class. You can't use it too much. It's appropriate to everything we do. Then we get into step 3. Now we're taking a look at the research that came before you, before your topic. How is this research informing you? How is it challenging you? How is it going against your hypothesis? How is it, you know, informing you to move forward in your research? What is it telling you? These are the things we want to do in the annotated bibliography. And then in step 4, we're going to start looking at some of the conflicts and commonalities between disciplines that you're using, 3. And we're going to write about that, and we're going to go about collecting the data, right? And then step 5, we're going to put it all together in a data analysis from the survey. How do you analyze it? what do you make of it? Summary. How is it integrative? What's your integrative solution here? Okay, and then you're going to put that all together. Isn't that exciting, right? Okay, so use the sample, step 3. Contact me with any questions you have. And then Easter egg number 3 is, this is your affirmation of the day. I am applying my IDS skills. I want you to remember that. What you're doing in this course, not just mindless, shouldn't be mindless and numbing work. I am applying my IDS skills. Okay? That's it. Forks up. Peace out.